Good morning, ma'am. You are
Good morning.
Yurisbel Perez Leyva.
Yes.
Ma'am, you're charged with prostitution. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
On November 1st, 2024, officers were working in an undercover capacity while conducting a vice investigation at Glamour Girls, a sexual-oriented business located at 14428 Hempstead Road in Harris County, Texas. While inside, officer was approached by the defendant. The two engaged in a conversation that turned sexual in nature. The defendant asked the officer if he wanted to go to the VIP room in return for $120. When officer asked what it would include, the defendant replied, "Me." Officer told the defendant that he wanted to fuck, and the defendant smiled at him and said, "Okay, everything for $400. The defendant agreed to have straight sex with the officer for a fee of $400.
Ma'am, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm going to order you as a condition of your bond not to engage in like-kind activity. If I find that you continue with this, I'm going to put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Okay.
Would you like to apply for a court-appointed lawyer, ma'am? Okay, we will give you an application. I need to know how much money you make a month. I will take a look at it. And then if you qualify, I will give you a lawyer today. I'll have you sign a receipt with Victoria, and then we will have you take a seat in the jury box. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions. Otherwise, I'll issue a warrant for your arrest. Please.
Ahora sí, aquí en el centro, por favor.
Oh,
Buenos días. Oh, tardes ya. Me llamo Luis Solita. Acérquese, por favor. Gracias. Y le contesta en español al juez nada más. Solo miro solamente miro el juez. Interesa casi.
When you apply for a court-appointed lawyer, you have to qualify. If you make too much money,
Demasiado dinero.
you just don't qualify.
No califica.
In the affidavit you filled out, you're stating that you make $8,000 a month.
Por mes. Yes, sir.
This is true.
Si eso es verdad,
Don't qualify
no
for an appointed
califica para un
lawyer,
abogado
man.
de oficio. Quedar más tiempo. Oh, solo miro el juez, por favor.
You really make $8,000
¿Ya
a
gana
month?
$8,000 por mes?
Es que eso es algo que no,
Solo miro el juez. Y
que
habla
no
con él.
sabría decirle porque
I want you to tell me the truth.
It's just something I wouldn't know what to tell you. Me gustaría que me diga la verdad.
I don't know how much money
Solo
you
usted
make.
sabe
All
cuánto dinero
sources.
gana.
I just need you to tell me the truth. Do you really make $8,000 a
Ya
month?
gana como $8,000 por mes.
es que no sabría decirle porque no sé exactamente lo que hago por ti. Varía en el día, puedo ser exactamente $100, depende.
Well, le pido por favor que no me mire a mí, solo mire al juez. I couldn't tell you with any certainty because it varies, my income from day to day. I could make on one day $100, but it depends.
I don't want you to engage in this
Yo no quiero
behavior
que se involucre en
anymore.
este comportamiento ya más.
I want you to understand
Yo
that
quiero
if you
que usted
continue
entienda
with this, I
que
will
usted
put you in
continúa
jail.
con esto, no va a
You are
poner en
not
la
allowed
cárcel,
to continue
y
with
no
this type of
va a poder continuar con ese tipo de
income, so to speak. Do you understand?
Sí, ¿usted entiende?
Ujú.
Tiene que hablar.
Knowing
Señor,
that.
señor, tiene que hablar.
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
Knowing that,
Pero sabiendo eso,
what kind of income do you have coming in? Are you married?
¿qué ingreso tienes? ¿Eres casada?
Sí,
Yes.
What is your husband?
¿A qué se dedica su esposo?
estamos casados, pero no mantengo una relación con él.
I'm married, but I don't maintain a relationship with him.
Get any income from
¿Usted
him?
recibe ingreso de parte de él?
No.
No.
Do you have children?
¿Usted tiene hijos?
Sí, pero en Cuba.
Yes, but in Cuba.
Guess what we can do is I can send you home with an application and you take time, think about it. But I need to know
Yo
what your
necesito
true
saber
income is.
en realidad cuál es su
And
verdadero
then if you
ingreso.
qualify, we'll give you a lawyer, but I really need to know what your income is. And
Ya necesito saber.
8,000, just you don't
8,000.
qualify. So I'll send you with one. But I want you to understand, you're not engaged in this behavior.
No se puede involucrar en ese
So when you fill out this application, it's not taking this into account.
consideración.
Do you understand?
¿Se entendió?
Sí, señor.
No
Yes, sir.
more of this.
Ya no más de esto.
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Okay.
all right. Please.
Pase a la izquierda, por favor. Agarre su bolsa.
Ms. Brooker, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Officers were dispatched to a residence in Harris County, Texas, in response to an assault. The complainant, defendant's sister, told officers that she and the defendant got into an argument. The complainant was sitting on the couch when the defendant came and stood over her and tried to take complainant's phone out of her hand. The complainant pushed defendant away and the defendant began striking the complainant. The complainant told officers that defendant was holding complainant by the hair and bit her on the ear, breaking the skin and causing pain. Judge, this defendant has also had a prior AFMs, impeding breath, with the same complainant. We've spoken to the complainant and she wants no contact.
Ms. Brooker, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now not to have any contact with this person whatsoever. Do you understand?
Sure.
I'm also ordering you as a condition of your bond not to be in possession of weapons as well. If I find that you're in possession of your weapons, you try to have contact with this person in whatever means. I don't care. No contact means no Snapchat, Facebook, social media. Do you understand?
Sure.
I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, likewise, I will put you in jail. How old are you, ma'am? You're 21. What do you do with yourself now?
I take care of my grandparents. I do healthcare.
You get paid for that?
Yes, sir.
How much money do you make a month?
1K a month. 1K a month.
Did you graduate from high school?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to work on that right now. I am making that a condition of your bond. You cannot go through life at the minimum without a high school education. I'm going to bring you back. I'll give you a lawyer. Are you really rolling your eyes at me?
I can't hear you. That's
I want you to work on getting your GED.
fine.
I'm making that a condition of your bond.
I heard that part. I just didn't hear anything else, sir.
I'm sending you for a drug and alcohol test right now. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system. If you fail to take the test, if you fail to come back, I'm going to revoke your bond. You
Sorry.
understand? I'm sending you for a drug and alcohol test right now. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system. If you fail to take the drug test, if you fail to come back, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. Do you understand? When you come back, we will talk about your lawyer situation, about working on your, getting your GED as well. Just take a seat for me, man. Okay, not a problem, but she can't go. There's a lot that we need to talk about still. You want to do it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Felicia,
Yes, sir.
what'd she test positive for? Anything else?
No, just you.
No more.
Okay.
You will be tested 40 days from today. If you test positive again, I'm going to put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Sir.
Josh, what's your last name again? That's right.
In 3 days or
40 days from today, maybe 42, maybe 45, I will test you again for marijuana. If you test positive again, or if you consume alcohol, Your bond will be revoked. You will go into custody. I'm also entering in what's called a magistrate's order for emergency protection. And what this is this is a court order that identifies Caleb Precious Booker as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person, commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of. Do you understand? You cannot go within 200 feet of where she lives or where she works. If you violate this court order, the state will file additional charges against you, and then things will go sideways really quick. Do you understand?
Sure,
No contact whatsoever by any means.
sure.
Okay, so what we'll do is we will reset the case for about 42 days, 43 days, 45 perhaps. And then she must be here at the next setting. And then just if you don't mind letting them know, we've issued the order for protection. So if somehow Ms. Booker reaches out to the person, then warrant issues. We've given you a lawyer. It is your responsibility to stay in touch with Josh, and he will tell you when you have to come back to court. If Josh tells me that he can't get a hold of you, I will issue a warrant for your arrest.
Sure,
Do you see how many people we've put into jail today?
sure.
Do you know why?
Yes, I was listening.
Good. All we want are streets to be safe.
I
And as
understand.
long as you can do that, then you and I will be best friends. Otherwise, you got it. Okay? Good luck, Ms. Booker. Thanks, Josh. I gotta go over that with her, so when she comes back, we'll do that again. Hi, Ralph.
Hey, sir, how you doing?
Good morning. Who do we have here?
Maria Nambo. It's in Raymond, Your Honor.
Ramos?
Nambo,
Oh,
Nambo.
number, okay. Morning, Ms. Numbo.
Good morning.
Ma'am, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Officers observed the 2017 black GMC Sierra failed to maintain a single lane by driving onto the curb and straddling the curb for 70 yards. Officer followed the truck and observed it to fail to obey a traffic signal by failing to stop at a red light. The truck had the front half protruding into the intersection. A traffic stop was conducted. The defendant appeared confused, fumbled with the key to turn off the vehicle. Officer observed a clear plastic baggie containing a green leafy substance in the center console in plain view. The defendant denied taking drugs or alcohol. The defendant could not locate the license, which officer could observe in her wallet. The defendant was unable to understand officer's directions and was swaying while standing. Officer observed HFD check on the defendant and they cleared the defendant, but then the defendant seemed to go almost unconscious. The defendant was transported to LPJ. DICs were read and the defendant consented to blood. Officers searched the vehicle and observed antipsychotics, antihistamines, antibiotics, and Viaduce. Nurses could not draw blood even though they tried multiple different points. Officers got a grand jury subpoena and medical records show the defendant had tested positive for cocaine, benzos, and cannabinoids.
Ms. Nambo, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm sending you now for a drug test. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system. You just had a DWI that was dismissed, so I'm now placing a restriction on your license that you're not allowed to drive any vehicle that doesn't have an ignition interlock on it. If you're caught driving a vehicle that doesn't have an interlock on it, you will go to jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. You understand?
Yes, sir.
If you have a drug and alcohol problem, you better address it, because if you don't, I'm going to do it for you. And I promise
I am
you're not going to like the way that I do it.
counseling and I'm doing counseling and see a psychiatrist.
Address the drug issue, because I'm telling you now, I'm going to test you like crazy. And if I find that you have a problem, I will have a contempt hearing, hold you in contempt, slap you with 180 days, probate it for 2 years, and put you in a rehab facility. Don't use. My only concern is public safety. If you do anything to violate that or make my public unsafe, do you understand?
Sir, I haven't even gotten the traffic ticket since that stop.
Okay, so Ralph, I'm gonna send her for a test now.
All right, Warren.
We'll have her come right back. Depending on what the test shows, we'll go forward. If you want to leave me your, I think I have your cell phone. Let me make sure. Here, leave me your cell phone, and then I can get, I'll text you as soon as she comes back and we'll go forward. Do you have a pen? Please. Thank you.
This way, Campbell.
Okay.
This way.
Yes, sir, I got Miss Nambo. She came back already.
I don't know.
Maria
No,
Nambo.
no. Byron, hold on. Okay, who do you got?
Miss Nambo, she was, you sent her to a drug test.
Okay,
She's back.
come up, Ms. Nambo.
Judge, she tested positive for alcohol and cocaine.
Do you see how many people we've put into custody today?
Yes, sir.
What, it's like every other person?
Oh, no, I wasn't here. I wasn't here.
We put a lot of people in custody, but they continue to violate conditions of bond. No more using cocaine, no more using alcohol. You just were up here not too long ago preaching about this and preaching about that and that. You testing positive for cocaine now tells me it's been used within the last 2 days. So I will now test you 2 times a week to make sure that you're not using. And the next time you test positive, you're going to stay with me. And if it continues to happen, I will have a hearing as to whether we'll hold you in contempt. And if they continues to happen, I'm going to put you in a rehab facility. It's going to stop. I'm giving you the opportunity now to do it on your own. If you're unable to, we will do it my way. And I promise you, you're not going to like the way that I do it. Do you understand? We'll see you back on Monday for another test.
I come here?
Yes.
Yep.